Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Hornby Hobby and another repair video, which is the Hornby James. So let's waste no time and get into it. Is this one of those that pops off? I think it is. I'm looking forward to this one, not just because it's James, but because it's your standard, stereotypical Hornby Ringfield. There's a decent weight in that, which is fantastic. It should just be like the 9F tender, where you shove a screw, drive it down the back, and then pop, and there you go. Oh wow, that is die cast. Well, it's metal, you know what I mean. Okay, so the wheels actually look really clean on this, but I am going to have to do all the usual gubbins. So first, wheel off. Oh yeah, that commutator does look a bit gunky. So these brush holders aren't the best. I don't like these ones. I'd rather have the ones that have a bit of tension in them, because with these you've kind of got to hold that into place while you're pushing the screw down. I kind of want to leave the screw in there so that then it doesn't remove that. Now, actually, I reckon I can get rid of that, because that's a capacitor. And a lot of Ringfield motors, well, especially the Ringfield motors that I've done, you don't need capacitors anymore. They were just there for TV suppression, I think. Oh, the brushes came off with the wires. So now, really getting into it. Just use a screwdriver to gently prise the faceplate off the motor ring, whatever you want to call it. And lo and behold, there is the motor. Sorry, the light's not on it. Right, so let's boogie. That's about getting ready for a replacement. So here we go, Timmers. I find this therapeutic, just doing this. You may have noticed that whenever I do these videos, sometimes I go quiet for a bit. It's usually because I'm just concentrating, because I'm just enjoying myself. Which is what this hobby's all about. It's about enjoying yourself. And I enjoy this as much as I do running trains. In fact, I enjoy this more than I do running trains. It's taking something that people would normally throw away or send to Double O Bill to redo, and rescuing it. And that's what I like to think I'm doing here. Giving James a new lease on life. He's in very good condition. I am loving the shine on his body. I like it. Right, so that's the commutator. Nice and clean. Again, the wheels don't seem too bad. I will give them a polish up with the Dremel. I tell you, the guy who invented Dremels, or especially wire wheels, I hope he gets royalties, because he's doing a service to everyone in the model railway community. Where would we be without this magical tool? It seems like James isn't going to need a complete strip down like the Duchess did. I only do complete strip downs if it's absolutely necessary. That's them cleaned up. The chassis is in really good condition. So Webby knows how to take care of locomotives. as anyone should do. There is a bit of dust, but that's nothing to worry about. Hopefully it should come off with the dusty brush. Yep, I've got a dusty brush now. Yeah, that's actually done the trick. I just hope that no... I'm not going to say it because it'll happen, won't it? Sod's law. Right, so what I'm going to do now is while I reassemble that motor, or before I reassemble that motor, I'm just going to touch up the paint. Now, which red matches? That's too dark. I need something that's slightly lighter. So I think just a standard red should do the trick. Yeah, that's about right. I love using airbrush paints now. You know, they're so easy. And they dry really, really quick. I don't know, I'm going to brush out. Excuse me, guys, if I could just push you out of the way. First one we picked up. I'm really sorry about the lighting situation, guys. It's not the best, but I have asked for a lighting rig. Not a rig, but a nice bright light for Christmas. So once I get it, I'm going to mount it so it shines down on the workbench, and then we can all see better. Because I mean, my head torch is brilliant for me, but it's not so good for you. Because I need it here where I am, and I bet you guys can't really see. There we go. Now for the fun part, trying to do the opposite side. See, it's just so therapeutic. I tell you, don't be afraid to do what needs to be done to get your locomotives running, because you'll feel great for it. I mean, whenever I have like a particular like stubborn locomotive, one that takes days to repair or many, many hours at least, and you know, it's not running right, or you know, something's not right about it, it's not running how I would expect it to, you know, when it's like that, you know, the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry. Then we need to be able to put another coat on it. Right, so faceplate. Again, this is in remarkably good condition. Obviously these will be clogged up with carbon because they always are. That's just standard. But I mean, normally the ones that I work on are proper manky. They're not good at all. Okay, that's down. So now brushes. So as I mentioned with the retainers, with these things, what you've got to do is you've got to hold that over the top of the spring, push directly down, and get that lined up with your screw hole as best you can. Then you've got to pick up your screw, get it in line, and then screw it down. Mind you, that wasn't too bad. But a lot of the time with them... Oh, hold on. You've done something wrong here, you idiot. What have you done wrong? Not tightened it enough, that's all. You see what I mean? There's usually something that can go wrong with these. I'd rather do the ones that you bend back. Speaking of bent back, I bent this spring. You know what, I'm going to put that this thing back. Purely because I think it's got the extra couple of turns that the screw needs. I'm sorry if that made absolutely no sense. It makes sense to me. Right, so that's screwed all the way down. That's got it. Hold on a minute, guys. Just let me double check something, because I think I might have put that on the wrong way. Yeah, but I have. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. One sec. Let me just have an existential crisis. That one's like that. I don't know if I've ever told any of you guys this story, but at my Uncle Don's funeral, I learnt a little bit of information that has stuck with me to this day. That my Uncle Don was... that I'm a lot like my Uncle Don in that I'm mechanically minded. I like to find out how things work. I like to take things apart and see how they work and all this, that and the other. One thing that they said was my Uncle Don would often take my dad's toys and take them apart to figure out how they worked. And I think that's quite poetic. And you know, when you're a kid, you are like that. You want to know how things work, why things are the way they are. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, I know people say curiosity killed the cat and everything, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to know how things work. I mean, how do you think car mechanics got to be car mechanics? Because they wanted to find out how cars worked and they became good at it. Because they enjoy fixing things. Right, so that should now power up really smoothly. Okay, Timothy. That's bad. That's better. Let me just do a double take on that. Much better. Right, so that's that. So that goes in there, that goes on there. Whoa, Jesus, we've been recording for a really long time. Sorry about that, guys. So that is part 1. Join us in part 2 when we'll get this sorted and hopefully get everything together.